Hello and welcome to another video from the only channel that you need to not only survive the current apocalypse but actually enjoy it. And today's video is going to be an update to the video I made a while back called Letter to a Jehovah's Witness Elder. I said that eventually I would make a video explaining how that all played out, and that's what's going to be going on today. But this is also a test of a new camera, a comparison test, because I just uploaded a video where I did a comparison of another camera. And I said I was going to post a few more videos privately just so that I could look at them. But I figure if I'm going to come out here in the woods, turn on the camera, and do anything, that I might as well do something productive. So we're going to talk about that letter. If you go back and watch it, and I'll put a link to anybody that hasn't seen it, I actually have been tormented by the neighbors here for years. And the reason for that is that they're all Jehovah's Witnesses, and I used to be a Jehovah's Witness myself, and they defrauded me out of my life savings, and so I just walked away from the religion. Well, they don't want to acknowledge that any of that happened, because as part of the religion, anytime someone leaves, you have to make it appear as if they left because they're wicked. You know, we've given them the truth, they can't handle the truth, they've gone back out to the filth they were in. And apparently that's where I'm at now. I'm back in the filth I was involved in before I became a Jehovah's Witness. But anyways, I'm not going to go through and rehash everything that was in that video, but I'll tell you what's happened since then. Now, in the letter, after telling these people, please leave me alone, you've got my money, you've destroyed my reputation, you've stolen my possessions, you've killed my animals, you've destroyed my garden, just be happy. Be happy you got all that done and leave me alone. And please don't ever come over here asking for money, because what set me off was that after doing all these things to me, they came and asked me to give money towards repairing our road. We all live on the same road. It's a legally acknowledged, recognized easement. It's on all the maps, the deeds, whatever. But the city doesn't take care of it. So whenever it gets potholes, we have to take care of it. And they, over the years, every so often, they would just hire somebody to bring in gravel or whatever and spread it, and we all pay. I just wrote him back, says, you know, until you guys pay back all the money you stole from me, then I'm not going to be taking part in your road maintenance program anymore. And by the way, while I've got you here, will you please bring me one of them new Bibles, because the Jehovah's Witnesses have recently revised their New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures. And it's really one of my favorite Bibles. I don't ever recommend it because it's all of the lies in it are to perpetuate the myth of the Jehovah's Witnesses' doctrines. Just like the King James, all the lies in the King James are to perpetuate the myths of conservative Christianity, all the lies in the New International Version. But they all have lies. They all have things that the churches have put in, even though they know they're not right. And so you can't discount the Jehovah's Witness version of the Bible, because there's nowhere else to go. There's absolutely, if someone would actually translate the original language text into English, and then we could throw away all of the Bibles, all of the English translations ever produced by the churches, and simply read that Bible. But that doesn't exist, so we're pretty much dependent on the religions for good, firm, easy to read copies of the Bible. Well, what happened, and in my head, you know, I'm a numbers guy. I was always like a guy that, statistician. In my mind, everything that I did had to be based on, you know, mathematical probability. What is the best possible outcome? And so in my head, I'm thinking, all right, these guys, there's like a 20% chance I'll do this, there's a 15% chance I'll do this. There's a possibility that he'll come over here with a Bible, but he'll bring 2 other elders as witnesses so that he can get me to confess that I'm wicked, so they can throw me to the devil or whatever they're going to do. And reality, the way it all played out was that no one did anything. No one showed up. In fact, it's the quietest it's ever been. Once that letter got to the Jehovah's Witnesses that did this to me, they pretty much left me alone. And to the point where when I drive down my driveway and I pass one of them, if I wave, they don't wave back. You know, I wouldn't wave at this guy. I'm done with him. I'm done with his really close associates, because there was 3 elders that actually took part in this fraud, and I have no reason to be friendly with them anymore. But none of the other witnesses in the neighborhood are waving to me, which makes me think that they got up and they gave a talk, what they used to call a marking talk, and they say they don't do them anymore, but they do. It's where people in the congregation are talking about something. It gets to the point where everybody knows what's going on, and so they get up and they make a generic talk where everybody knows what it's about. So they get up there and say, you know, we have within our neighborhood a apostate who is spreading lies about Jehovah's organization. No, never mention my name, but everybody knows who it is. So I think that's what's happened, but I don't know that. I haven't got a clue. I know they didn't bring me a Bible, and a lot of people, when I posted the video, said, why would you want to have them come to your house? You know, if they're going to deliver this Bible, you know, you're going to have to be in communication with them, and that just doesn't sound like something you would want. Well, I sent the letter, what is it, registered mail or certified mail, whichever one, where they have to give you a receipt, and I got the receipt back. That proves to me they got the letter. But these people are legalists. That's what religion is. Religion is where you take natural law, God's law, and you replace it with a law that's better. We call that legalism, and that's the way America works. It's the way the corporate entities work. It's the way all religions work. Is you don't go by what's right and wrong, you go by what can be proven and what can't be proven. So, you know, it's like if they have a judicial committee where they're trying to railroad some poor innocent person, the first thing they'll ask them is, do you have any recording equipment? Because they don't want to be recorded doing goofy stuff. And you can see that. There's videos online where witnesses have gone into their judicial committees with hidden cameras or hidden audio devices. So that, I mean, that's the way they work. A good person would never even think about that. You know, when somebody says, hey man, could you give me, you know, $10 for 10 $1 bills for a $10 bill, I don't automatically say, well, I'll want to do that. But first I need to know, are you video recording me? Or yes, I'll do that, but we need a written contract. People who do not believe in God's law always default into legalism. And so that's actually in the Bible, that's a marker for who has the Holy Spirit and who has the unholy spirit. So anyways, these guys know that if they show up, now they're not only admitting to the fact that they got the letter, but they're admitting to the fact that they read the letter, because the part about bring me a free Bible was at the bottom of the letter. So if they'd have came over with a Bible, or even came over to tell me they weren't giving me a Bible, what they were really saying was, we read your letter. You know, and even though there is no plausible deniability, because, you know, these people had come to my house a few days earlier asking for money, I send them a certified or registered letter. In their mind, they had to be thinking, okay, let's open this to get that money, because that's the only thing they would think would be coming from me. And there's no way that they would open up a letter, I think a 3-page letter, 4-page letter, and not read it. And the fact that I don't know how many pages is not important, because I've got the letter sitting on the counter in there, you know, with the return receipt for sending it to them. But that, you know, they had to read it. But it would have been really great to have them bring me a Bible, because from now on, anytime these guys come up to me and, hi brother, how are you? We'd like to invite you to the memorial. I'll just say, hey, remember that letter where I called you children of the serpent? You know, that hasn't changed. You know, just want you to know in advance that that hasn't changed. And, you know, since they haven't come over here with my Bible, I'm sure that if they go through that little regular theatrical spectacle, that they'll say, what letter? We never read a letter. I seem to have signed for a letter, but I don't know what happened to it. Liars and lawyers. But anyways, that's the update. That's what happened with the Jehovah's Witnesses. I was really hoping I'd get a letter. I mean, I'd get a Bible from them. But immediately after making that video, a whole bunch of people said, look, I can get you one of those Bibles today if you want. And I don't know that they would just order it for me. I think most of them just are still associated with Jehovah's Witnesses through either got a relative that still goes to the meetings, or maybe they still go to the memorial every year. In fact, I do have a couple who told me they still attend the memorial. So I don't like giving out my real name and address and phone number and all that. So I just told everybody no. But eventually a man contacted me that already had that information, because he's been subscribed to me for so long that, you know, and back in the day I used to give the information out. So the end result was that I got, not only did I get a Bible, I got two of them, two different sizes of the same Bible. They're both incredible. Here's one thing I can say good about Jehovah's Witnesses is their printing. The quality of the workmanship that goes into their Bibles is beyond anything you'll get from any other Bible. You know, maybe the English Standard Version, I've got a really good copy of that, but the New World translations, even back in the day, were just always really clear print, a good size font, the paper is ultra high quality, and from what I've read, I have read some of it, it seems to be a pretty easy to understand version of the scriptures. In fact, it may be the easiest to understand version that I've ever had. But I don't want to recommend it as of yet. I want to read the whole thing from start to finish. And right now, my health is not allowing me to do that. But in the future, what I may do is one video just about their Bible, or I may go back into the series I did a while back about the best translation of the Bible and just put it in the footnotes. Okay, well that's it. If you don't want to, as always, if you do not want to survive, don't listen to me.